Hello, my wonderful foodie friends, and welcome to my Drawn Hungry attic nest of mess. Today, we are giving this attic nest of mess a makeover, so it will now be my beautiful, grandiose filming location of my dreams. If you are new, hi, I'm Jordan Misha Johnson, the designer, illustrator, publisher of this cozy culinary card game, Drawn Hungry, as you see right here. To give you a little bit of backstory, I have been working on Drawn Hungry for the last 2+ years. About 6 months ago, we moved into a fabulous home of my dreams. It has been such a joy, and this attic space here has been sort of my secret, I don't know, not secret. It has been my workspace, especially during the winter months. During the summer, it's a little warm. It has always been destined to be like where I'm supposed to be filming social media content, YouTube videos, an aesthetic little place for me to get things done. And it has not been that. It has been sort of a blank space. It has also had chips in the paint from where some stickers, vinyl stickers were when we first moved in, and I immediately pulled them off and just caused issues because I was in a hurry for no need. Today we are giving it a makeover, so I'm very happy about that. A few of my resolutions this year, which ties into why we are doing this makeover, is one, I want to paint a mural up here. It's been my dream. As you can see, we have these gorgeous sloped roof, which I occasionally hit my head on every now and then. If you didn't know, I'm like 5'11", so I'm a tall lady. It doesn't matter. I still want to work up here. I hit my head on the roof less and less all the time. Two, I want to have the mural done so that way I can film up here. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I film in this gorgeous dark teal space, and that is actually my dining room. That was one of the very first projects we took on with buying this house. I am tired of sort of being in the way, having to work around other people's schedules. I just really want this space to be ready to go whenever I need it to be. And it's just time to focus on it and make it exactly what I want it to be. Reason number 3, embracing calm. I am letting go of chaos and scrambling and feeling like things need to be done by an arbitrary date that I myself set. So, in the spirit of that, I just need a little more time to schedule and film the next Drawn Hungry dinner party. So, you are welcome that this is gracing your feed, but hopefully in 2 weeks for our next post, we will have a Drawn Hungry dinner party, and we will be continuing that series for the next several months until I need another break and we do another cool project or a pitch to plate challenge. Check those out if you haven't. They're really fun. So with that being said, let's talk about my vision for this space, because I think it's pretty fun. One of my big sources of inspiration for Drawn Hungry was Busy Town. Richard Scarry, it's sort of like this very cozy world where animals live together and are sweet and adorable. I figured that is like a good anchor point of inspiration for the mural that I want to paint. I am sort of developing what the village of Drawn Hungry would look like. All the backgrounds in the game are just solid color. My intention is to sort of paint like the village, the countryside, the world where my bunnies actually live. It's going to be just like such a cool backdrop for all the videos, because I am a maximalist. I need beautiful things and patterns all over. It just makes me happy. I will just sit and stare and go, like, my eyes like to travel, and just that is my happy place. With that being said, I've been working on a Pinterest board for like the last 6 months, like ever since we officially bought this house. And One of my dreams always has just been like a kooky artist lady who paints murals all over her home. So this is just like a dream coming true, right? I've been very inspired by Gustav Klimt. I love how he uses luscious colors, like patterns, filling space with lots of vibrant color, pattern, imagery, sort of like the dreaminess of it. I also have been inspired by like European villages, cottages, Art Nouveau architecture, lots of stained glass windows, classical Indian paintings where a 2D image, but it depicts like a 3D space sort of like vertically. Lots of William Morris. I love the way that he has dark backgrounds and then like luscious nature patterns on top of that. The way my brain works is I just like to get a ton of different sources of inspiration, let it just simmer away in my brain, and then, you know, start sketching, start coming up with the basic layout of things. And about a month ago, I started sketching and I really like it. So with that sketch, it's going to be just like a section of the wall. It's not going to fill up the whole space. I think that that's going to take a longer period of time, and I sort of designed it so that way it can be added onto and we can just continue to fill the whole attic. First on my list today, clearing out the furniture, getting all my little messes cleaned up because she's a cluttery queen, getting spackle up into the wall, sanding down like the places that have patchy paint, and getting some primer so that way we have a nice base coat to work with. With that being said, it's time for me to get started. Let's go. Hello. It has been a couple days since I filmed. Since then, I have decided I'm not going to paint this whole gosh darn attic. It is huge. So I am actually just going to paint this corner, this wall here with the window, and the wall over here. I think that it'll give me lots of versatility with my filming capabilities, and then also just be more realistic with my time and getting things done without having to burn the candle at both ends. We're not doing that this year. Big part of my resolution. So I am going to go ahead and do primer on here. That'll be it for tonight, and hopefully tomorrow I'll go ahead and get my base layer of this really pretty blue teal on. Then we can get to the fun part of painting the mural. So I'm back. This is the following night after doing the primer. Doesn't look like a whole lot has changed. Basically looks exactly the same, but that is changing tonight. The dark teal goes on. I will probably do 2 coats. We'll let it dry, and then the real fun stuff starts. So let's get this paint on the walls. Again, it's been another couple days. The dark teal has turned out gorgeous. Since I've filmed, I have just refined my design a little bit. I have it now set up on a projector so I can go in, and I'm going to take a white colored pencil and just do like the basic shapes. I obviously have kind of a small projector. I'm borrowing it from a friend, but I'm going to kind of like move it around, do each little section. I'm excited. The fun begins. yet another day. I have gone through and done the white outline of all the general shapes. At this point, I am not going in and doing the finer details. Yet another part of the process is done, and I'm excited to start getting some color up on the wall. So let's do it. Okay, it was a busy day. I went to Home Depot to get a dozen different paint colors. I know that I could have been a good artist and mixed all of these colors up and used my color wheel, but also I do have a deadline to get this mural done by, and so I was like, I'm just going to get all the colors from the paint palette and not stress out about making sure that I mix colors properly, and if I have enough. That's my approach for getting this done. Like I said, I went to Home Depot today. I had a friend's birthday party. I had to drop off a game for somebody. I had to do my taxes today. I had to work on my taxes. That's no fun. So as my treat for the end of today, I am going to pop some of this scallion. The color is scallion green up here onto the mural. So let's get to it. Ta-da! Oh, I'm just talking to the camera. The grass is green. I worked on this last night, finished it up over here in this like corner side this morning, and I'm loving how this is turning out. I did short little brush strokes with one of my art brushes to give it sort of a grassy texture, and I think that it's going to look really, really cool. We're still in the trust the process moment. I have high hopes. I feel good about this. So I have a little bit of time tonight. It is a Sunday night. I have my day job tomorrow. So I figured let's come up here, spend an hour, 90 minutes maybe, going in and slapping some more color on the wall. So let's get to it. Another day. I am loving how everything is turning out. I think the colors look great. Just ready to go ahead and dive into getting some more paint on the walls. Let's get to it. feel like I'm having a lot of fun doing this. It's another night. I had a long day at my day job. Just had some dinner, a delicious spinach salad and a baked potato and some kale chips. So I'm full. I am ready to get to work and just continue slapping some paint on here because it's looking beautiful. All right, let's get to it. Got 2 paintbrushes. I feel like we should do the dark green. So I have the sketch here on my phone and I'm just sort of going back and referencing it as I go to be like, okay, like what was the color I used for this section, and like, oh, this, I like forgot to trace it, so I sort of like looked at it and did it last night freehand. There were just some places where I had to look at this while I was painting and just making sure I was making smart decisions, because it's not going to be exact. Like, I had the projector and I was sort of like moving it around. It all didn't light up perfectly, but I feel like it didn't need to with the way I designed it. I just sort of have to adapt as I go. The way I drew this was a little off, and like I have to fill in this little section here. I think I'm gonna wind up going back over like to make it look like there's grass growing there. But again, sort of just trying to think about things in general shapes and blocking it out, and yeah, I really like how it's going. So I'm having a good time doing it too. You know what? I've been meaning to do this, so I have a fun little game that we're gonna play. I'm gonna go grab that game. So, alright. So my game designer friend, Amy Bayo, designed this game, You Think You Know Me, by Pink Tiger Games. It is all about creating conversation to learn about people, and you think you know somebody, but like this is sort of a way to just dig deeper and talk about all sorts of fun different things, and you get to really know a person. So I figured while I was painting, I just like ran downstairs and ran back up, and now I'm trying to talk to you and I'm all excited and I'm out of breath. I thought, why don't I pull a few of these and just talk about them while I'm painting? Then you could get to know me a little better. There's a lot of folks out there who are seeing my stuff, seen all sorts of things about Drawn Hungry, and I figured while I'm doing this mural, it's a chance for us to get to know each other a little better. So this card on You Think You Know Me is, I know you believe more in art/science. So the way you play the game is it gives you 2 options, and then you like say one about the other person. If I was playing this game with my husband, he probably would have said something along the lines of like, I know you believe more in science versus art. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love me some art, but I am also super duper grateful for doctors, for people who make medicines that make people feel better. When I think about science, it does bring up some not so great memories. I had a terrible science teacher in high school. I mean, I had some great ones, but I had one that like, just an old guy. He had taught my mom actually in high school, and he did not like her and he did not like me, and he's the kind of teacher where if you had questions he would tell you to just like go and look in the book. And this is like biology sophomore year. I get where he was coming from, but also like just so rude. Such a rude man. He was just over his job. Mean kids. I get it. I would be too. But as a kid who usually got A's and everything, it was quite a different thing to have a teacher just actively dislike me. So I went to a really small high school out in rural Oregon, and my best friend's mom was also my science teacher, and she was also my mom's science teacher back in the day. Okay, let's pull another card. I know you feel lonely when do I feel lonely? I feel like I feel the most lonely when like people are just jibber jabbering over you and talking at you. I love having a conversation. I love having a good chit chat. If you feel like someone's not listening to you, that is a bummer. I don't like that. I know you do/don't like talking on the phone. It really depends for me. I definitely was that kid who had anxiety about talking to anybody on the phone. I feel like most people these days go through that phase where it's just like, it feels excruciating. But I do love chit-chatting on the phone with friends. We're all busy. We're busy ladies, busy people. I like talking to my family on the phone, so it depends. I know you go to bed at, I think I try to start heading to bed around 10:30 and be in bed by 11. Some nights it's earlier, some nights it's a little later. I feel like I'm naturally, if I was left to my own devices, definitely a night owl. I can stay up all night working on a project. I spent so much time, like literally 1,000 hours drawing, guys. I spent 1,000 hours drawing John Hungry. I am a total homebody and I love just get my creative output flowing. So unfortunately I do have to work in capitalism, you know? So I do still have a day job and I have to get up early for the day job, and I get up early to work on John Hungry, marketing, production, sales. If you have a local game store that you go to, tell them about John Hungry. Ask them if they carry it. I would really appreciate it. Get those people calling me. They can find me at johnhungry.com. Send them my way and let's get John Hungry in your store out in Colorado, out in Minnesota. Like, that would be great. I've talked about it before. Like, I do not love billionaires. I am not a fan of Jeff Bezos, so I don't have my games on Amazon. I'm trying to build my business through physical retail stores. I am trying to support mom and pop locations as much as possible. I go out, I drop off flyers. I live here in Portland, you know, so we have a lot of flyers out at game stores here in Portland, and I have done some drop-offs in Seattle. I got a couple accounts in Seattle. If you live in Bellevue, at Whisk. I also have it at Ada's Technical Books and Cafe, which is a fun spot near Capitol Hill. And I got those accounts by just like printing out a flyer and talking to people and sending a few emails. So I get up early to beat the sidewalk, put boots to pavement, get out there and sell my stuff. That's why I get up early these days. I am up and out of bed by 7 at the very latest. If not, it's like 6:15 most days right now. We're getting up early and we're making coffee and hitting the road. One last card. Oh, I know your favorite fairy tale is. I know your favorite fairy tale is. Ooh. Trying to think. Like, of course my brain instantly goes to Peter Rabbit. Just because, like, look at everything I got going on. You know, a big reason why I am obsessed with rabbits is because my grandma Chris, she had a whole bunny room, bunny themed like guest room / playroom for all her grandkids. There was always a ton of Peter Rabbit stuff around. Even my nursery as a baby had bunny rabbits painted on the walls, so I feel like that all just really seeped in on a deep level in here. I always loved the shapes that bunnies make, like just in art. If you look at a rabbit, it can be a loaf, it can be spread out, it can be hopping. Like the way their bunnies make all their bodies, bunny bodies, make all sorts of shapes is really fun. As far as my favorite fairy tale goes, I think my actual true favorite is Into the Woods, which I understand is not like a single traditional fairy tale, but I love that musical. Like, Bernadette Peters, truly, like, what a incredible talented lady. I wrote a research essay on her, and I did that play in high school. I think I was just an extra, and I had like literally 10 different roles in the background when we did Into the Woods, but I was the understudy for the stepmother. Never got to be the stepmother, but I think that that totally qualifies as a fairy tale because it's all like fairy tales blended up together, and the songs are slapping. Rapunzel's Evil Witch Mother, that song is incredible, and the overall sort of like frankness at which the story is ultimately about like growing up and the actual realities of like facing adulthood, and it's refreshing and it's frankness and it's candor, you know? Anyways, that's it for now. It's been a few days since I last recorded. I've just sort of been trying to knock out a bunch of this. Thought we would do a little progress update, you know, like starting to get in. A vast majority of the space has paint on it. We're making progress. I'm starting to get into like the much finer details of like the little flowers, getting into like actually painting some of the bunnies. You can see that guy there. It's looking like a village, so I'm very happy with the progress, but there's still so much to do, so I'm gonna hop to it. Okie dokie. I really feel the vision starting to come together, and it's very exciting. It also is exciting because I only have a little over a week to go before I take off to Louisville, Kentucky for Gamma Expo. So I'm under a deadline. I know. I started out saying that I definitely am taking my time and I'm giving myself plenty of time. I'm stressed, but that's okay. I know that I can do this. It is 2 o'clock on a Sunday. I have the rest of the day to just be up here and get to work. So I'm gonna lock in and get to it. Let's go. First spill. Wah, wah. Just trying to grab the bottle and the top wasn't screwed on hard enough, so anyways, it happens. Alright, so I got this little brush. Come on. There you go. I clipped off literally half of it, maybe even 2/3, to give me just the skinniest little brush for doing some detail work here. We'll see how it goes. Hello, good morning. So much has been done. I was up here until about midnight last night working on this baby, specifically this really cool tree over here. It's looking fantastic. I have a couple of little things that I gotta get done. Do some resetting up here. It is 11 a.m. right now. I'm planning on working till maybe about 6 today. I think we can make some major progress. I'm still a little unsure if I'll get 100% of everything done by the time I gotta leave this week, but we'll definitely have it in a place where like you'll look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's a completed mural, and I'll just be the one to know like, oh, I didn't get all the shingles done on this roof the way I wanted to. Some flowers that were supposed to be in the bottom right hand corner. I'm not gonna sweat the small stuff. I have already put in so many hours into this. I got my Arizona green tea with ginseng and honey. I have a good attitude and I know that this is going to be incredible. So, I'm ready to get to work. For now. I had such a great time doing this, but I need a break. My back hurts, my shoulder hurts, my sciatica hurts. I know I sound ancient when I say that, but it's true. But I love how this looks right now. I have so much line work that I need to do. I also have so little time. I am headed out of town later this week. I only have a couple days to prepare for Gamma Expo. Those of you who don't know, that is the Game Manufacturers Association Expo out in Louisville. Lots of board game industry things that I'm gonna be doing, so I just gotta prepare. So consider this part 1. We'll do part 2 later. I will demonstrate how it all comes together. But for right now, it's in a good spot. I really like it. I don't think, you know, anyone's going to come up and look at it and be like, what's this? What's this half finished thing? A lot of people would get here and just be like, it's good. I still got more to do. I have a vision. We still gotta get all that line work up. Speaking of which, if you look at these yellow flowers in this section here, I did get started on it. That was mostly because I was sitting on the stool and I didn't want to move the stool, so I was like, I'm just gonna continue working on this section. I don't love how it looks. Like when you're far away, you're like, oh yeah, nice. But it was really hard, really time consuming. I'm honestly leaning towards like painting yellow back over them and getting like a really fine paint pen and doing it over again. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I am all ears because that's still some research that I gotta do. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. I have been coming up here and just sitting and looking at it and being like, wow, I made that. It's so pretty. It makes me really happy. Speaking of which, if you want your own copy of Drawn Hungry, go to drawnhungry.com, get yourself a game, play with your friends, show them these videos, tell the world. You all out there are helping me make this little game into like a real thriving business, so I appreciate it. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Drawn Hungry. You will see this mural here in the background of a lot of my upcoming content. So if you like it and you want to see more of it, go ahead and give me a follow there on Instagram. In our next video, we will be back to our regular programming. I have a video shoot scheduled at Vivian Culinary Books with some incredible guests. Subscribe here to the channel, and I wish that you have just a lovely week and some delicious meals until I see you next time. Bon appetit!